and my brokerage name is Franklin Rutan, Ruttan. And I'm a unique property broker, and so I market unique properties all over upstate New York. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, I'm Michael DeRosa, real estate broker and auctioneer for Michael DeRosa Exchange.
So the auction kicks off on what you say? You said Tuesday?
The auction will close Monday, July 27th at 7 p.m.
And when does it kick off?
The bidding is going to open up tomorrow.
And just what is that whole process look like from tomorrow up until the end of July?
Well, this is a type of auction where bidders can bid from all over the world, and it's sealed bid. So online bids are sealed, so the other auction participants don't know how much the other ones have bid.
I guess I don't know how hard it is at this point, but what would you estimate in the ballpark of what it could go for?
Well, considering that baseball memorabilia is only sold at auction, and this is New York Yankee Billy Martin's home of fame, I'm going to say that this is going to bid up above $1 million.
Awesome. So yeah, I guess we could just start the virtual tour, see what we're working with.
Yeah, so Mike, go ahead and finish off what the process is, the starting bid and the premium and whatnot. You want to finish that off?
Yeah.
Bidders will need to register prior to submitting bids. They can log on to billymartinsprivatelake.com. All the bidding instructions are on the website. A 10% buyer premium will be added to the final bid.
And can people come see it, or it's just the online at this point?
It's shown by appointment only.
Okay.
So once they're registered to bid and they've been vetted, we will arrange a private appointment.
Has coronavirus affected this process at all for you guys, or kind of at this point is it business as
It's actually better, because this Zoom is going to change real estate, really. And so the process will be, the initial showing will be done through Zoom, and we'll make certain that they understand all the ramifications and how the auction works, and we'll go through all the detail of the property like we will show you here shortly as soon as we're done talking about the auction process. So the initial process is we take them through Zoom, explain the property. If they have continued interest and they want to see the property, we'll want to see pre-qualification or proof of funds. And if they can provide that, then we will arrange for a showing.
I don't know how big of baseball fans you guys are, but how cool is this if you are baseball fans to be able to work with this house?
Oh, this is amazing.
Or when I was a kid,
It's so cool to be working on this.
in Little League and all that stuff, that was Billy Martin's heyday as a manager. So I knew all the players that he played with, and so I was just very familiar with the entire story and his whole thing. I'm not old enough to have known him when he was a player, but I certainly knew him when he was a coach, when he was a manager, and all the players that played for him. So it's fun. It's a fun story.
Yeah, definitely.
And to answer your question, coronavirus really hasn't caused any turbulence for us on this property, given the fact that it is New York Yankee Billy Martin's home of fame. We strategically aligned this with the anniversary of induction weekend for the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so it would, hypothetically, that sounded like a great idea.
Absolutely.
It would have been better because Derek Jeter was going to be inducted, and that would have been the perfect timing. And so we're coming up for that. They could have stopped by and checked this thing out, during that week. But it's still a noteworthy week, and we want to get this thing sold. And one more thing about buyers who bid on it, they can have contingencies if they want to. They can have financing contingency. They can have inspection contingency. So it's normal in that regard. It's not like an absolute auction where, it's take it or leave it. And they can have contingencies. So we're basically considering, what is the best offer in the overall circumstances. Doesn't necessarily have to be the highest price. It's up to the seller what it is that he wants to do. It's his property, and he can decide, what deal makes the most sense for him. So it's not necessarily the most money. It's the maybe the cleanest deal.
Who lives there right now?
Bob Learman.
Bob Learman, and Bob's been there for 20 years, and he maintained a local housekeeper, I suppose, from when Billy was there, and so she was able to let him know exactly how things were then, and she has had a lot of great stories of his time there, and so so there was some continuity there.
So I guess whoever buys the house, this is going to be the first owner to not have a connection to Billy, most likely.
Well, Bob Learman.
Well, you never know who's going to buy it.
Right.
Actually, the current owners, they didn't buy it because it was Billy Martin's place. They bought it because they raised Newfoundland dogs, and it's a great place to have dogs. And so that's why they love the land. It's 85 acres and an 8-acre pond, and it's a very private setting, and their dogs can run around and do whatever they want. And that's what they loved about the property. But, that it was Billy Martin's and has a 1,600 square foot master bedroom, which is what you see in the background here is his master bedroom. Actually, his daughter was married in the bathroom area. It's
Wow.
How big it is, And so we'll take you through that. Should I start taking you through the house?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, so I'm going to share the screen. Okay, and here's the website. Okay. Oops, that's the that is the here we go. Okay, so here's the website. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll start with the master bedroom because that's one of the most extreme features. So here's that tab, and it has his and her closets that are quite extreme. But this is where his daughter got married, is in this room here.
Excuse me, Mike. There's a screen print, and it looks like it's not the actual website.
Okay, stop share, and let me do it again. Okay, do you see that now?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, that is better. There we go.
Okay, yeah, so this is the room where they had the wedding. So this is all the master bedroom, 1,600 square feet. Behind here was a sauna. The plumbing's there. He didn't finish it. When Billy had it, he had like an 8-person hot tub right here. And all the plumbing is there if you want to put that back in. But it has a tub over here. So if you need 2 of them, I guess you can get 2 of them going. But yeah, this is all the master bedroom. And it's got a little deck that overlooks the lake over here. Some people might want to trim the trees back more so you can see the lake, but it's it's a private lake.
Wow.
And 85 acres. Is the screen keeping up with you? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, the screen looks great.
Okay, good. Got the bubble bath. So here's this is his little bathroom in here that's got some gold-plated plumbing that's got this is a 2-sided fireplace here, which is a pretty cool feature.
Wow, it's ginormous.
Plated urinal. That was actually in a newspaper story. We reproduced the picture of a story about the house back in those days, and that's under the history tab. You can read some old newspaper stories. So there's his and hers closets. That's the his closet, and this is the her closet, and it's this closet is enormous. And I don't know if we got it. You see these white drawers back here?
Yeah.
There's like 50 sock drawers, just in case you have a lot of socks. And it's kind of crazy. But that's the master bedroom. So I'll go back to the home page, and we have a three-dimensional rendering, and anybody can basically just walk through the house and see the floor plan. And so this is what's known as a Matterport rendering, and I'll go to the floor plan, and this is the this is the lower level. This is the garage. We're still removing some clutter in the garage, or that would be part of the model, but you can see the size of it. And
Right.
Each floor is like 2,600 square feet, and there's 3 levels. Except that on the second level, let's see, go to level 2. This is an open area that goes down to the living room. So that would be deducted from the square footage. But this is that big closet right here, and this is the master bedroom. In here where you don't see anything, that's the sauna area in a closet. But that's the second level photo. And this is the Mickey Mantle bedroom is what they call it. We'll take a look at that room. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so this is where they say Mickey Mantle stayed when we'd come to see Billy, right here. And it's a nice little a bedroom suite. Nice fireplace setup. It also has a porch out here. But also has a deck that looks out to the lake, or a desk that looks out to the lake here. And that's a nice setup. And there's another bedroom too up there.
And him and his wife, they designed this house?
Well, the house was existing from the 60s, but his wife did the master bedroom suite, and they did a lot of renovations on the on the house. They were going to do the basement level, which also has 2 fireplaces. So all told, it has 6 fireplaces, but one of them is double-sided, so it's like 7. And this is the bathroom off the Billy, or the.
That's the Mickey Mantle bathroom.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the open area. It looks down to, and there's another fireplace downstairs. And so the master bedroom is basically behind you in this photo, and in front of you is the Billy Martin bedroom, or I'm sorry, Mickey Mantle, and then to the right is another bedroom.
So how often? What's the story? I've heard that Mickey visited him, but what's the story behind that? He just came up and stayed with him a lot.
Yeah.
If walls could talk.
Yeah. And Bill Reedy, which was a close friend of Billy Martin's, apparently stayed in the basement that has a fireplace, and they were going to make a pool room and a movie room and finish and like I said, there's 2 fireplaces. So right now it's set up with a it's not finished. It's not a finished basement. So let me finish showing you the interior of the house, and then I do have some photos of the basement, but it's not basically unfinished space. But here's the living room. And there's a half bath off this living room. Here's the main entrance up to the master bedroom. Here's the half bath off the living room.
What's the overall count of rooms and bathrooms?
There are, let's see, there's a 3/4 bath in the basement. There is a half bath on this level. And there are 2 full baths on the second level. There's actually 2 kitchens. So this is looking into the dining area to the kitchen. And so there's a formal and informal kitchen. So this looks in the living room. And here's the foyer. And he has an office over here. And this is the interior of the office looking to the dining area. And here's the kitchen. Here's the formal kitchen, which looks back to the fireplace in the living room. 2 fireplaces in the living room. All built-ins, and this is little reheating plates. And
what do you think the need was for 2 kitchens or 6 fireplaces, just because he could?
Well, I think that the fireplaces were all there prior to him. But this is the other kitchen, and it's kind of a laundry and prep area off the garage here. And so it's got a second dishwasher and so on and so forth. And so it's just so you can keep the formal kitchen, I guess, clean for, because, he had a black tie event there. And so you would do a lot of the prep work in here and people would gather in the kitchen. And here we'll go to some exterior shots. Big deck on the back, and this is the master bedroom deck. And then there's one on this side, which is the Mickey Mantle room. A lot of water frontage. Let's see, it's about 825 by 425 is the dimensions of the pond/lake. So yeah, here's the decks, and they have a lot of dog fence because they have the dogs, and so the dogs had heating and air conditioning at the basement level, and they have a big wash tub area because they're big dogs, and so there's a lot of dog fence if people are into dogs, or they could just remove them. And there's a barn back here. It's got 220 electric in the barn because Billy was gonna build a equestrian facility, but he never got to it. But it's got 220 electric and a concrete floor, just a basic barn.
When was the last time that Billy lived there? Up until when he died?
Right then, yeah. And I think I might have a photo. Because he died right out at the end of the driveway.
Right.
And so yeah, that was 1989. Christmas, 1989. Yeah. I think I've got one. So there's a dam right here, but there's all kinds of waterfront. So there's potential building lots here. So there's value. Yeah. So here's the entrance, and this is he came down this road here. But this is the it's got a gate and communication system. Just to maintain the privacy. And these are from the spring, obviously. But what's nice is the leaves don't obscure, so you can see things. But there's trails all over the place. So there's an ATV trail that goes around here and back up through here, and through the other side of the lake and all around up in these hills. And they put benches. I don't know how many bench seats there are, but so you can walk 50 yards and there's another bench. As you walk around the property.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the history tab. Here's a little video of Billy discussing the property.
Many fans want to know what's Billy Martin up to these days. What are you doing? I'm a very poor farmer, but I'm loving it. Where are you doing farming? I'm a little town called Port Crane up right outside of Binghamton, New York, and I love it very much.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and here's a story from back then talking about the house, and here's that photo I told you about. So we reproduced the photo.
Yeah.
Because this one's a little grainy. See?
Wow.
I thought
Very
that's
cool.
And just some old some Billy Martin stuff. Here's when he caught that pop up of Jackie Robinson in 1902.
Three runners ready to lead away.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. What would you guys say is your, from being there as much as you have, what would you guys say is your personal favorite feature of the house?
Oh,
Definitely the private lake.
Well, yeah, in the private lake, but the master bedroom in the private lake, yeah.
The master bedroom suite.
Yeah.
The fact that Billy Martin's spirit and Mickey Mantle's spirit may still be in the house.
Yeah. You still seeing the pond here?
Yes.
Yeah, so this will give you an idea of how private the setting actually is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a beautiful piece of land and very, very private. And I was told by one of the neighbors that Billy would, he'd had these like purple plastic worms and he'd spray them with WD-40 and the fish would jump right on his line down there. I hadn't heard that before, but I guess that's an old trick. Yes, it's a good size setup. But like I said, when you're down here at the lake, you can't see any other houses.
Right.
But yeah, and then there's a data tab that talks about a lot of these things. you know, the various data. Yeah, so here's the property line tax ID. So it goes all the way through here. This is actually part of it too. It's a separate tax ID. You know, it's a logistic we'll have to talk about. But here's all the, you know, all the data. The pond, you know, like any pond of this size, has DEC regulations that they have to be abided by. And that's, you know, and here's all the data of some of the improvements that have been done, and tax data and so on and so forth. You know, other maps of the property so you can understand exactly what it is. This is a diagram. So it's this area and this as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Here's the dogs that they used to raise here. And so they need a big wash tub, which is down in the basement. So I think, let me see, I have, and here's what there are for fencing, because that fencing can be very expensive. And this is an inventory of the fencing that's still there if they want to use it. But I have some photos that, you know, they're not exactly marketing photos, but they will show you the basement area. And so these are things that, so you'd want to finish this room. This is where Bill Reedy, this was his bedroom. And so, you know, this was used for the dogs. So it would need renovation. But if somebody needed more bedrooms or wanted to do an in-law apartment, there's a walkout entrance, and there's a exterior stair up to the driveway, and then there's a stairway that goes into the the main level of the house. This is another fireplace, but I guess Billy was going to turn this area into put a pool table in here and finish this off as a game room, but they used it for their dogs. But it's as you can see, it's substantial construction. These I-beams are significant. There's another look at the other Bill Reedy's bedroom, and then through here is kind of a basic kitchen setup. This is it here, and just a wash area, and then this is the just an informal bath down there. And that's your typical water heater stuff. So there's room to finish off 3 significant size rooms down there.
Yeah, I mean the space in this house is crazy.
Yeah, it's like 2,600 square feet per floor. Deduct maybe 800 for the top level because it goes down. It's an open area, but we have it conservatively 5,200 square feet, but it's actually more than that. 5,187 is what we have it at, but it's actually more than that if you finish it off. Let's see. So history, data. We have other other unique properties that we work on. But this 3D rendering, like I said, you can get a floor plan and actually walk through it and go wherever you want in the house, and you can almost see it better than if you're there because you can stop and look at your leisure. You just click on these little circles and it'll take you to that spot, and then you can just look around and go wherever you want.
Yeah, like you said, do you think this is for real estate? Is this these virtual tours, is this the new up and coming?
Right, and so you can create this walkthrough and then you can save it as an MP4, pop it up to YouTube and embed it in the website, and bam, you've got yourself a very good so it can cut down on unnecessary showings, because I've had people who they just don't ahead of time, they just don't understand the configuration, and if they understood the configuration, they wouldn't have to waste everybody's time if it doesn't fit their needs.
Right.
And, this could really make people understand the property before people unnecessarily tracking through somebody's house, especially in a COVID environment. It's just some of them are just not necessary. But this will give people a very good idea of exactly what's going on. I think we've been very thorough here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, the initial showing, we walk them through and answer any questions. We talk about the auction process. We talk about, the pond and the, any improvements that have been made over the years. And, you can get a pretty good idea of exactly what's going on. And we keep improving it until the property sells.
Do you guys expect the interest to be more people who are baseball fans or more home buyers in general?
Well, I think that people, they're concerned about this coronavirus. So this is an opportunity to get some spacing and some privacy, and for people from New York City, this is not an enormous amount of money.
This is an upstate New York safe haven.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Out of all the projects you guys have worked on in your careers, where would you compare this one as far as the historical aspect, but also that the house is just unbelievable before you even bring the Billy Martin aspect into it?
It's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah. Well, it's a unique property, in that the configuration of the land, and this could help. Right now, it's not that old to be considered historic, but at some point in time, it will be. Really, and it really won't be too long before it is.
Yeah, definitely.
But another 50 years. I mean, it's like Victorian homes. In the 1930s and 1940s, they were just obsolete old buildings, but now people love them. But people didn't care for them, and after say 30 years, to them it was just an old house, an old obsolete house. But now, people consider the workmanship to be things that you can't. They don't do it anymore.
Right.
And so, but yeah, I mean, I think the buyer may buy this for the same reason that Billy bought it. He's just looking for a little privacy, and
yeah, absolutely.
Because everybody's always bombarding him for his autograph and everything, and it was just, he probably felt claustrophobic, and this helped him, generate some space for himself. And it's got that private driveway. It's got a gate, and it's got some acreage to stretch your legs, and you want to have a couple dogs. And they were going to have horses here. They didn't quite get to it, but they're going to build an indoor equestrian facility. That's why they put the 220 electric back there, and they were going to build another driveway in there, and they were going to raise horses, is my understanding. And there's enough acreage to do that. 85 acres.
Yeah, there's plenty of acres. Is there just anything else that either one of you wanted to add before we end the virtual tour?
Yes, Mike, can you log back on?
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. I would just like to say that our online bidding platform is a very convenient and simple process, allowing bidders to place bids discreetly from all over the world.
Awesome. So yeah, that will be good to know. And is that information can all be found on that website that we were just on?
Bidding will open up tomorrow, Monday, June 22nd. Bidding starts at $500,000.
Okay.
The auction will close on Monday, July 27th at 7 p.m. Log on to Billy Martin's private lake to place your bid.
Awesome. Good to know.
Log on to billymartinsprivateleak.com to place your bid.
And this is going to air tomorrow, so I think it'll go along perfectly to show off the house on the first day of bidding, let people see it who may not know about it from this area.
Now, you say it's going to air. Are you going to walk them through the website, or are you just going to do some clips of Mike and I talking?
Probably both. Probably
Okay.
a little of both. The online article will probably be a bit more, probably a bit longer, a bit more detailed than the TV version, just because the TV version is only 2 minutes or so not enough time to walk through the entire house, but definitely long enough to throw in the best parts of it.
Bid on New York Yankee Billy Martin's Home of Fame.
All right, guys. I appreciate you both taking some time and walking me through the house.
Sure, no problem.
Wait, where did he go? Jacob.
Yeah.
Hey, can you put him back on there, Mike?
I think he is on there. He's still there.
Yeah, he's not showing up anymore.
I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get a screenshot because just for memories. I like how you got this set up.
Well, yeah, thank you guys again. I appreciate it. So yeah, this will air tomorrow. If you have anything else between now and then, just feel free to email me. But then the link will be on our website.
All right.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Okay, you too.